What if the process begins with the ugliest, most worthless material imaginable? The raw hide is soaked in chromium salts and acid baths to be chemically rebuilt molecule by molecule into something the market will call beautiful, where raw ends and refined begins. And who decided which one has value? In the next few minutes, we will trace one hide through 3 transformations and find the exact moment value is invented. The leather for this designer tote bag, the one that catches the light so perfectly, begins its life 1,000 miles away on the back of a Brahmin steer. How does that raw gray skin become the iconic blue bag the viewer sees today? These Brahmin steers raised on U.S. ranches live in the heat of Texas or Florida, where their thick hides serve as nature's armor. After processing, the raw hide, still heavy with salt and moisture, is carefully removed in this first, most physical step of the journey, consent. To prevent decay, the hide is instantly and heavily salted to draw out moisture and stop bacteria from attacking the skin. After weeks of curing and transport, the bales arrive at the tannery, where the transformation from raw skin to valuable material truly begins. The first stage is called liming. A lime and sulfur solution removes hair and opens up the skin's pores, marking the beginning of the chemical makeover.
You're looking at the before and the after. How do we bridge this gap? It starts with something called liming. The next step is the liming process.
Back at the tannery, the first job is to clean them with a long bath and scrub to wash away the dirt, salt, and blood. Next is the lime and sulfur bath, which is a harsh but necessary process that swells the hide, forces out the hair, and makes it nice and soft. Then comes the fleshing, where this machine shaves off any remaining fat and connective tissue, leaving just the pure, raw skin. This is where the blue happens, as the hides go into a new drum with a mix of acids and a mineral called chromium salt that locks the. For hours, the hides are tumbled, allowing the chromium to permanently bind with the skin's fibers. This science of stabilization gives the leather its strength. Now the real decision-making begins, as each hide is individually inspected and graded, because a single scratch or barbed wire scar affects its value significantly. The hide is split into layers, with the top grain full-grain leather being the most valuable and durable, while the split is used for less demanding products. Now the leather is shaved to an exact uniform thickness, which is crucial for a product like a tote bag, where flexibility and consistency are everything. The hides are then retanned and dyed, where the magic of the final color happens. This specific dye is mixed to achieve the classic princesses. To give the leather its luxurious softness and flex, they inject a special mixture of oils in a process called fat liquoring. After the bath, the leather is stretched in a setting-out machine to flatten it and remove any wrinkles. It is then vacuumed onto a hot plate, with the heat taking out the moisture and setting the color and texture for the first time. Finally, the leather is hung to cure for days, allowing the oils to settle and the color to fully set deep within the skin. Before it becomes a bag, the leather is stacked and conditioned, allowing it to rest and letting the moisture levels in the entire batch equalize. Now for the finishing touches, the leather is spray-dyed to give it a consistent, rich color, hiding any tiny imperfections and creating that flawless, uniform surface. It then passes through heated rollers that polish the surface, where the leather gets its final finish and subtle sheen.
Every square foot of this navy blue leather is now inspected because the human eye is still the most reliable tool for detecting a final imperfection.
Finally, it is measured because the price of this raw material, and thus the cost of the bag, is determined by the square foot. In the cutting room, the design is turned into reality as precision cutters slice out the exact panels for the tote.
The most important cuts are still made by hand, because a craftsman can spot the best part of the hide to use for a visible panel.
Before the panels come together, the edges are skived or thinned out, so the seams will be flat and elegant, not bulky. For extra strength, the panels are pre-glued with a strong, flexible adhesive before they see a single stitch. Now a sewing machine is used, but not the one in the viewer's home, as this one is built to punch through multiple layers of tough material. Inside, a liner is added, which is a feature the viewer might take for granted, but it requires just as much precision as it serves as the foundation of the bag's interior structure. The body panels are now matched to the sides, where the bag's shape truly emerges, turning from a flat sheet to a three-dimensional option. The base of the bag is stitched, creating a strong foundation as this seam holds the most weight. The bottom seam is critical for
The handles are being crafted with these cut, folded, and glued pieces, which are allowed to set before they are attached to the bag.
The handles are then attached, often with box and X stitching, which is incredibly strong and a signature of a high-quality bag.
It is carefully folded and slipped into its dust cover, representing the first time this bag has been perfectly packed and protected.
The journey is almost complete. The final product is packaged in a box just as elegant as the bag itself, representing a symbol of what it has become. The packaged bags are now ready for distribution. Each box represents the culmination of the manufacturing process, the final step before the products reach customers. Each pallet is carefully wrapped and secured to ensure the products arrive at their destination in perfect condition. The journey from the tannery to the customer is now beginning, with each bag leaving the facility to find its new owner. Each bag is now on its journey to retail locations and ultimately to customers who will appreciate the craftsmanship and quality that went into its creation.
From raw hide to this finished luxury product, we've documented the transformation. Appreciate the value of true craftsmanship.
The quality of this finish is the result of careful tanning, dyeing, and finishing processes documented throughout.
From the workshop to your hands, this is where craftsmanship is recognized. The true luxury is in the details you can feel.
Value is not just found, it is created. The transformation from raw hide to this luxury product is complete. The journey from raw hide to refined leather begs the question, where is value truly invented?
We witness the metamorphosis. The raw becomes refined, the simple becomes luxurious.
The quality of the hardware and finishing details is what distinguishes a luxury product. It is the result of careful attention throughout the manufacturing process. The retail environment is where the product's value is finally realized, with customers recognizing and appreciating the craftsmanship and quality that went into its creation.
Product's value is realized when it is appreciated and acquired, completing its journey from raw material to owned product.
We believe the packaging is an extension of the product. The careful presentation completes the luxury retail experience.
It started raw in Texas and ends a navy blue symbol. Subscribe and hit the bell for future content. True value is the story of what it took to get there.
Every frame in this video is handcrafted from concept to final edit. A real human guides every step using AI tools. All content is original and follows YouTube 2026 monetization rules.